It's about that time. Thank you so much for downloading today's episode of the Red Pill Investor. My name's John Ashley, a pseudonym of a realtor here in the great state of Arizona, here to help you with your real estate sales skills. Why? Well, it's just sort of my way to pay it forward for all the people who've given me the tips, the tricks, the things to say to get the contract signed when I needed it the most. Their only request of me, well, simply pay it forward. Thank you so much for joining me today on today's episode of the Red Pill Investor. I'll do my very best to go and give you some content today that I think is going to be of extreme value to you. Now, I'm going to be the first to admit I'm a little bit, well, what's the word for it? Uncertain. I think that's probably the best way to put it. I'm a little bit uncertain as to whether or not I should share the following calls with you. Maybe you've been there before where you've been prospecting and you've been in that situation where a customer started off where it was a little bit tough. They were angry, right? Or maybe you've had that situation where you've actually had to confront a seller over their price. Maybe you've been trying to figure out, if you're an agent who is also an investing realtor, maybe you're that kind of guy who's trying to figure out if you should determine if this is a listing appointment or if this is a wholesale deal. You know, a lot of times it's where you're in a situation where you're running out of time and you need to pre-qualify an appointment before you go out there because you ran out of time, or maybe you need extra time. Heck, maybe you even have those situations where they call you up and they're listed. You know, if you've ever been in any of those situations, then today's call, I hope, will help you. Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I'm going to share with you 6 calls that I've taken over the last couple weeks. And they've all come to me from either investor carrot leads, referrals, prospecting, etc. And one thing I can assure you is that all these calls are a whole lot different. But I'm going to share each and every call with you. Why? Well, because I want you to learn a couple things. First, I want you to learn some of the techniques and some of the tips and the tricks that you can use to control a conversation and set an appointment. Secondly, I want you to learn some of the comebacks when they say things like, well, you know, it's not that important if we sell right away or whatever. I want you to learn some of the different ideas, the things you can say, and the tools and tricks you can use to kind of help cut through all the nonsense and get to what's really important. The reason why I want you to learn that and hear that is really twofold. First, so you can listen and understand that, you know what, there's a lot of motivated people out there. And secondly, that you really have to learn sales skills. You really got to learn how to sell, and you got to learn how to talk to people on the phone. And conversion is the very first step. Now, in the Prospecting Academy that we got coming up on June the 30th, we're going to go into extreme depth on how to do not only prospecting, but lead conversion, so you can actually get the lead to sign something. And today, what I thought I would share with you are just a couple, recordings of me prospecting. So, I don't know if you'll like it. If you won't, well, hopefully you'll do. But if you don't, well, keep it to yourself. But if you did like it, hey, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Without any further ado, I'm going to share with you prospecting Red Pill Investor style. Have a powerful sales day. Bye-bye.
Yes.
Oh, hi. This is Carl Krenzel. How are you today?
Just fine.
Have you got a minute? Is this a good time?
Okay, what's this about?
Oh, no problem. My name's Carl Krenzel. I'm the fellow you had called about the property, the townhouse you were looking to sell.
Oh, okay.
Is this a good time?
Yes.
Oh, okay, no problem. All right, good deal. I wasn't sure. So, all right, well, you had contacted us about a property that you were looking to sell. I'm just calling you back to see how I can help, just as a fair warning, so to speak. I'm a realtor here in the state of Arizona, but I'm not looking to list your property. I'm just looking to buy. Fair enough?
Right. Yeah, that's why I called you. You're looking to buy, and I'm looking to sell.
Okay, good deal. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that the state of Arizona wants me to make sure I let you know that. So, also, I just record the conversation so I make sure that I can keep focused on what you're saying. Is that all right?
Sure.
Okay, great. Would you mind telling me a little bit about what's going on? How can I help?
Okay, well, I have a townhouse
Mm-hmm.
that I've used as a rental for a number of years. It actually has a tenant in it now. They just started their 5th year, and their lease will be up the 1st of May in 2016.
Okay.
Okay, and it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath,
Mm-hmm.
laundry area. It has a gas stove. No, it doesn't. It has electric stove in it. Refrigerator, dishwasher, garbage disposal, all that. So what do you want to know from me?
No problem. All right. Well, why don't we just do this? Why don't we just start off with the address? Where's the property at?
It's,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and that's about a block north of Prince and Oracle.
Okay. Just has this ever been on the multiple listing service before?
It has.
Okay, no problem.
Not for quite a long time.
Okay, no problem. Well, it'll make it a little easier for me to find it. I'll just look it up on MLS here real quick.
Yeah, I can tell you. I think it's Sarah in Antigua.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, okay.
Well, yeah, he's the one that had the listing.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I see it right here. Okay, so 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,060 square feet. Looks like you had it on the market at the time for $126,900. I guess that was back
Well,
in...
I know that's not realistic.
Oh, no, that's okay. I was just making sure I had the right one. This was back in 2010, so... Okay,
Yeah.
good. All right. Let's see here. And the photos. Let me just take a quick look at the photos here. Wow. Nice. Okay. Is everything pretty much the same?
Yeah, pretty well. Like I said, I've had a tenant for going on their 5th year, and I'm sure it needs to be repainted
Sure.
and some things done. I will tell you that the kitchen cabinets need to be replaced,
Okay.
but unless they've done damage that I'm unaware of, it should be pretty much the same.
Okay. All right. No problem. And so, about how much are you renting this place out for?
$800 a month.
Wow. Nice. Okay. And they've got a regular lease up until the 1st of May of 2016. Is that correct?
Yes, because they just re-signed.
Okay.
They did an extension on their lease at the 1st of May, this past May.
Okay.
So then their lease is up in a year.
All right.
As I said, they're going into their 5th year now.
That's awesome. Good deal. Okay. All right. And now, as I understand it, you're looking to go ahead and sell the property. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Great. How can
You know what? I'm just,
yeah, about how much were you looking to sell it for?
no, I don't really have an amount in mind. I just, I'm going to, well, I don't even know what what the market area is. So, I'm just open right now.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I live in Benson. The property's in Tucson, and I'm just tired of messing with it. And if there's something that needs to be replaced or done, then I'm here and they're there, and it's just like, okay, I'm through.
Yeah, I understand that. Are you just looking to get cashed out completely, or are you wanting to just get payments over time, or what sort of payments are you looking to get?
No, I would just like to get cash out, be done with it, forget it.
Okay, all right, that's fair. I understand that. Yeah, a lot of folks. That's kind of what I do. As a realtor, part of what I have to do is and that's actually good why you called me, is because unlike some of the other people who do this, they could be really anything. I mean, they could be a pharmacy tech or something for that matter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So the reality is that as a licensed professional, I'm supposed to give you some comparables so you can kind of get an idea of what things are worth in that area. So you'll have
Hmm.
a legitimate idea of what it's worth. And then, of course, I'll give you an all-cash offer if that's what you're looking for,
Sure.
to go ahead and close and take it exactly the way it is.
Yeah, see, I'm 74, and I just don't want to mess with it
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, I can completely appreciate where you're coming from there. When were you looking to get your money by?
Well, I don't have a date. I mean,
Okay.
if we can make the deal, it's not like, oh, I need to do this tomorrow.
No problem. Is Monday too
I
soon?
need to do this when it all comes together.
Okay, no problem. Is Monday too soon?
Well, it depends on what that cash offer is.
Okay. So then, what, 6 months would be fine?
I would like to get rid of it much sooner than 6 months, but I've messed with it this long. I can mess with it a little longer.
I see. Okay. Well, that's fair
Well,
enough.
so let me ask you this question because I do have a tenant.
Mhm.
And let's say that we strike a deal next month.
Yes, ma'am.
What happens with the tenant? Do you just assume their lease and
Yeah. Yeah. If they've got a written lease in place, then yeah, their lease survives that.
uh-huh. And
Unless, of course,
so,
they want to go ahead and do something other than that. If they wanted to, go somewhere else or whatever, then that's fine. I'll let them out.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if they want us to stay, if they want to stay, which I imagine they probably would after 5 years, then yeah,
Yes,
we
I
obviously
seriously-
honor straight. Yeah, we honor.
Yeah,
that.
I seriously doubt they want
Yeah,
to.
I doubt that too.
They want to go someplace.
No, that's
So,
fine. Yeah, no, that we've got to honor that. Yeah.
Yeah. So where do we go from here?
Okay, well, that's pretty easy. I mean, at this point, I guess I just need to go out and take a look at the property. Are they kind of aware that?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
No.
What I can do is, I can always go out there as a realtor, obviously, take a look at the property, just to kind of give you a valuation of it or whatever. If you want to kind of schedule an appointment with them that way, just say, hey, look, I'm not looking to sell it. I just want to keep a good value on the values or whatever. I'm not suggesting you lie to them or anything like that, but I mean, because at this point, you and I don't know each other, and you may not sell the property. So, what could be helpful to you is if, let's say, you had an accurate idea of what the home would be worth in today's value, right? So the next time you got a tax bill valuation, you could challenge it with that, so I could give you some comparables for that. So that you could use it sort of as that sort of method. You could say, hey, I'm going to have this guy come out, take a look at it. He's going to give me some values, and that's, just under the tax thing or whatever, if you wanted to do it that way. Or you could just tell him, hey, I'm thinking I might want to sell it. If I want to sell it, this guy might want to buy it. He's a realtor, but he'll be in and out in 5 or 10 minutes, and that'll be that.
Yeah.
Either way is entirely up to you. It just depends on how you feel.
Okay, well, I'm not going to vouch for the cleanliness of it.
Oh, don't even worry about it. You ought to see some of the properties I buy. It's not a big deal. The reality is, I know that many people don't want to list their homes. They just want to sell them. And that's okay. I provide a safe way for you to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Did you want me to call them directly, or did you want to do it, or how did you want to do that?
Let me give them a call, and I'll call them tomorrow, but I can't get a hold of them until later in the day.
That's fine.
And so, because of work. But I will call them tomorrow and let them know. Would it be sometime this week?
Yes, ma'am. I'll be happy to go out there anytime they need me to.
Okay. Well, I'm going to tell them that you are going to call and set up an appointment.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
you're just, you're just there to, say to do an appraisal for insurance purposes or something.
Well, yeah, you just to do a quick market analysis for it, to make sure the insurance is fine or whatever. Yeah, that's no problem. I'll just tell them it's just the market analysis.
Okay.
We do those all the time.
And let me get your name.
Yes, ma'am. Got a pen?
I do.
My name is Carl, Karl.
Karl.
Last
Carl with a K.
Yes, ma'am. And my
And what's
last name is Krenzel, Kren, as in November, Tzzel.
okay? And I will give them, like I said, a call on Monday, and I will tell them that someone is going to call them, that you specifically are going to call them and set up an appointment when you can go into the house.
Outstanding. I'll be happy to. And then I'll give you a call right away.
Okay, so the last name is...
Okay, go ahead.
And their phone number is...
Okay. Got it. Last name is... No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I'll just give them a call Monday or something and set up a point. I'll just say, hey, my name's Carl.
No, I'd appreciate if you'd call them Tuesday or something, because I'm going to call them Monday.
Oh, Tuesday. Okay, no problem. I'll call them Tuesday. Got it. No problem at all.
Okay.
Will do.
All right.
All right.
You.
Thank you. Have a great day. Take care.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
Yes, I'm looking at an advertisement for buy my Tucson, Arizona house for cash.
Yes. How can I help you?
And I have a condo near the college.
Okay. Down by the University of Arizona?
Yes.
Oh, okay, great. All right. I'm sorry. Just a quick interruption. I don't mean to be rude. My name's Carl Krenzel, by the way. I never did get your name. Pleasure to meet you. Well, just as a quick let you know, so to speak, the state of Arizona wants me to let you know that I'm a realtor, and I'm not looking to list a property, but I do have to let you know that I am a licensed agent in the state of Arizona, and as such, I'm kind of working on my own behalf. I'm not working for you or anything. They want me to let you know that, and they just also want me to let you know that I'm also, particularly in this particular case, that the call's just recorded, so I don't have to take any notes or anything. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay, cool. So tell me all about your property. I'm all ears.
It's about 500 square feet.
Okay.
It's and it's empty at the moment.
Okay.
And we paid $99,999 for it, and I can't tell you exactly when. Probably about, I don't know, I want to say 6 or 7 years ago. We own it outright, and we don't live there, and I really would like to be done with it.
Okay. All right. No problem. Well, I can certainly help you with that. One of the good things about calling me, and I do appreciate you calling me, is that as a realtor, of course, I do have to kind of let you know what all the values are in the area, so you can kind of get a feel for what's going on. That way you can make an educated decision about what you think is best for you. And then, of course, when I do buy a property, I take it exactly the way it is. I pay all the closing costs. There's no commissions. And so I can close in as little as 7 days, or I can make it a longer, whichever is easier for you. It makes no difference to me. And you mentioned that the place is vacant. Are there any problems that you're aware of?
No, my daughter graduated a few years ago.
Oh, congratulations! What did she graduate in?
French.
Oh.
Very useful.
Well, that's okay. It could be worse, So
and then she had a friend living in it for a while, and then we do know that the market has gone down a lot since we bought it, and I think at the end of this month it's listed with a realtor right now.
Okay.
And I think that contract is up at the end of this month, so we would, of course, want to wait until that contract is up, because we don't want to pay the commission. And he has not done anything to sell it except listed on the MLS and probably Trulia and something like that. But I don't know if he's even shown it. I can't seem to get telephone calls back from him or anything.
Okay, that's That's unfortunate. Okay. All right. Well, in this particular case, it makes really no difference to me if you want to wait until the end of the month or if you want to go ahead and start doing it now. Either way, it makes no difference to me. It's just a matter of how you kind of work it out. For me, on my end, I imagine that you probably have it at 6% commission or something like that?
Probably, and
Okay.
I don't want to pay the commission.
Okay, yeah, what I was going to suggest, or possibility anyways, just something for you to consider, is that I can always waive my end of the commission, so it's half. The only reason why I'm bringing this up is because on a more ethical edge, I want to make sure that I remain open to completely just letting you know that those are your possibilities, and I'm not trying to kind of infringe in any way on your agent's activities.
Right.
So.
Right. I understand that.
But knowing that, what would you like me to do from here? Would you like me to? Because what I could do, if honest to goodness, I mean, this is. Oh, let's see, what is this? May 27th. Okay, yeah, May 27th. Okay, yeah. What I could do is I can go ahead and look up the address and just do some general information. And get an idea of when it's going to expire. I'll be able to tell from the multiple listing service, and then from that.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, from that point, what I can do is, call you back and figure out what would be a good time to set an appointment and figure that out. Would that be okay?
That would be great, actually, because I don't know for sure when that contract is up.
Yeah.
And I can't seem to get hold of him, so that'd be great if you can find out.
Yeah,
when
I'll figure that out, and we'll get some more clarity on that issue. And then what I'll do is I'll give you a call back, and we'll set an appointment and take a look at it and get this figured out for you. Fair enough?
Okay. It's
okay. Number one. Good. That was took the question. And how many bedrooms? Just one?
Just one.
Okay. And you said it was about 500 square feet. And about how much are you wanting for the place?
Well, I would like as much as I can get for it, obviously. I don't know, this is kind of weird because I'm talking to a person who might buy it, so I don't know how you do that and get the most.
Yeah.
I think right now that we have it listed at 85, and that's what I was hoping. I mean, but I don't know what the market is doing right now, and so I don't know what we can get for it.
Okay. Well, what I'll do is I'll be sure to go ahead and take a look at the market and, get a realistic idea of what things are selling for. And I appreciate exactly where you're coming from. It is a little bit different when you're trying to figure out, how much should I figure out for the house talking to a buyer. A lot of what I do is to kind of put a frame of reference on it. A lot of what I do is a lot like a pawn shop. It's a lot like a pawn shop for houses. You bring mom's jewels in, they might be worth $100, you might get 60. And the ultimate is I end up either keeping them for myself and renting them out, or I'll resell them for a profit, but for whatever reason, I'm not intending on living in it myself. But either way, why don't we take a look at the numbers? I'll take a look at the actual MLS number and figure out what that's looking like. And if I give you a call back by Friday, is that okay?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, great. All right, and I've got, let me just make sure I got the right number. Correct?
That is my house phone. I'm going to give you my cell phone because
Okay.
I don't have an answering machine on this phone.
Sure, no
So
problem.
cell
Go ahead.
phone is
Good deal. Now what I've got is I've just got my recorder going, so I'll go back and I'll listen to it. So then that'll work out very well. Perfect. Well, then what I'll do is I'll give you a call back on that number that you just gave me before Friday with some ideas about what we should do to make this happen for you ASAP. And of course by Friday, if it looks like if this thing's going to be ended up on Friday, it may be already too late. You know what I'm saying? So, I meant too late in terms of figuring that problem out. It's already gone. It's a moot point. That's what I meant.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it ends at the end of the month, that might be it. We'll know by, I would think we'll know by Friday.
We'll wait until it ends because I know that you will offer less for the house than than I want for it,
Okay.
and I don't need to lose another 3% by paying a realtor who hasn't done anything.
Okay. Fair enough.
So we will wait until it is no longer listed.
Okay. Well, then I will talk to you very soon, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you. You have a fantastic day.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hi, Teresa. How are you?
Hey, Carl, I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing really well, thanks. I was just getting ready to go into my appointment here in a little bit. I've got an appointment in about 15 minutes, but I know that I'm going to see you folks over there on Cañada Creek Place at about 3 o'clock. Is that still a good time for you?
Yeah, and if you're running late, that's no problem. I'll be here all afternoon. So
Okay, good deal.
no
Then
worries.
I know that you're up there in Oro Valley. My appointment's down here on the southeast side, so it might be a little bit longer, but I'll be sure that I'm up there as quickly as I can.
Okay, yeah. Well, don't rush because, the Oro Valley police have a pretty good reputation for speeding. So.
No, I'm quite familiar.
No problem. I hope not.
Yeah, no,
But,
I'm quite familiar with that. Hey, by the way, one thing I forgot to ask you about this place. I'm looking at some of the comparables in that area. About how much were you looking to get for this place?
Oh, I was, I don't know. I was thinking maybe 280, but I'm not sure. Just see what you think.
Okay.
And then,
What happens if it doesn't sell?
It'll sell one way or another. It'll
Oh,
sell.
I'm sure it will. I guess what I meant is, many times people have a plan for getting things sold, and, that plan would include, say, 280. And if, let's say, it didn't sell for, say, 280, how would that affect your plan? I mean, I haven't really looked at your house. It's difficult for me to say, obviously, but it just looks like that Copper Creek area. When you're talking about 280, it kind of looks like that's almost retail in that area, isn't it?
Oh, well, I don't know. There's smaller houses, but for the larger ones, I don't know. It's like one of the biggest lots in Copper Creek, too.
Yes,
so.
no, I saw that. It is a great lot. I could definitely see that, and I was just curious because I know that those 3,000 square foot places sometimes are a little bit more challenging, at least as has been my experience as an agent, to resale, simply because they're a little bit larger. But you got a specific person for it. It's not like it's unheard of and undoable. It's not that at all. I was just curious.
Yeah, it's a family home, and also actually it's good for snowbirds as well because the main bedroom and laundry is all on the main floor. Master bedroom, so they wouldn't have to climb up and down stairs every day. They don't have to go upstairs if they had guests over or wanted to be in the den. So and plus it's on a cul-de-sac and it's great.
And you mentioned that there was some repairs that needed to be done. Is that correct?
Right, and that's why I was calling an investor to see what. I don't know how that process works, so I'm just exploring my options right now.
Right, and you mentioned that you at this point just needed to kind of get some information because your move to Phoenix is really in the next month or so. You'd ideally like to be there or get started or whatever, get it done, as I recall, mid-June-ish. Is that right? Did I remember correctly?
Right, that's what I'm hoping to do, and if I can't get everybody moved up there, at least I'll be up there and we'll just be renting up there, but I'd like to have everybody come up as soon as they can.
Of course.
But, and I think I mentioned my
your
drama.
Husband, yeah, no, you mentioned that you needed
drama.
you'd mentioned that your husband needed a little extra help, and I get that. I mean, it's certainly a challenge that you're going to have to face, and then I totally get that that's a little bit harder to accomplish. I totally get where you're coming from there. The only reason why I was asking was I was looking at some of the comparables in that area. It looks like, some of the ones that have recently sold are 309, 305, 292-ish. And and that's for the 3,000 square foot ones. They're 4 bedrooms, 200 feet, like 11370 North Cañada Creek, for example. That one just closed February 26th, it looks like. And it's a 3,000 square foot place, and it looks like it closed for 305. And for something like that, it looks like it says that it was in relatively decent shape. I mean, it doesn't look like it was in awful shape or anything like that. Something like that, I'm honestly thinking that I'm not even 100% certain that I could make you an offer that would cover whatever you owe on this place.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you owe something like, if you owe like more than 230-ish, chances are I probably would not be able to help you. So you're aware that investors, when we buy stuff like that, especially properties that are like yours, it's a really nice place, and it may need some work, but unless it's really ratty or something really bad with it, then many times, when we purchase properties like that, it's going to be at that pawn shop type thing. And a home like yours, a retail home, if I was to list it or my friend was to list it or something, you're talking, like I said, anywhere from 290 to 305, just depending on the particulars of your home. But that's what it's going to sell for.
Okay.
Yeah, between 290 and 300. And so for me, in order for me to come in and make the property work, I would probably be in the neighborhood of about 200-ish, 210, 230-ish. And I don't know that that's going to be sufficient to cover your mortgage. Is that correct?
All right. Well, you mean for what I owe on it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I imagine you owe more than 210, correct?
No, about 200, I think.
Okay. Well,
I gotta look it up.
Yeah. The thing, just again, and this is just speaking in generalities. If you're looking in a 280 sort of range, chances are I would not be able to get anywhere near that. And so if you're wanting to get in that kind of discussion, I totally appreciate where you're coming from. I think on an informational basis to kind of help you, you said you were kind of looking for some information. The market right there, right now, retail for a home that's average condition, nothing really spectacular, nothing too crazy, 3,000 square footage like yours, anywhere from 290 to 310-ish, depending on the condition, is retail. So on a investment type of thing, I would probably be, if you're saying it doesn't need a ton of work, I would probably be in the neighborhood of 210. That's probably where I would come in at. And because if I buy the property, I'd pay all cash. I'd take it exactly the way it is. I mean, I'd inspect it for a couple days just to make sure it's exactly what I thought it was, but we'd close whenever you wanted to. So, but then of course you wouldn't be getting 280, you'd be getting 210.
Right.
So that's sort of a trade-off. And that just is a function of what you feel is more important for you.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I like your opinion and see what you think.
Would you like me to come out and take a look at your property?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you have time.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah, I wanted to let you know in advance, because some people, when they say, "Oh my God, 210, you're crazy, that'll never happen." That's fine. I understand that. It's just, it may be more, but I'm certainly letting you know just in advance. It's probably not ever going to. It's not going to be anywhere near the 280. It'll probably be on the lower side. So I just didn't want you to be shocked. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
and
great.
Like I said, I just need to see what my options are.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to do that.
They're even interested, I don't know if people are interested.
I'm 100% interested. I love that area. As a matter of fact, I sold a home not far from there a couple years back, so I'm very interested in the area. But I wanted to be fair, so yeah, absolutely. Let me finish this appointment that I'm about to go into, and then I will jet on out there, take a look at that house, see you and your husband. We'll go over the options. We'll figure out what's best. And if you're saying that it's okay for me to be a little bit late, if I make it 4, is that okay? Just to be safe?
Oh, actually, that's perfect.
Okay, then let's just make it 4, because it turned out my 4:30. I had an appointment at 4:30. He turned out to cancel, so I moved him to yesterday, and I got a free slot there, so I can make it even later if you want to make it 4:30.
Oh, sure. Whatever suits your schedule.
Okay, well then I'll just plan on showing up between 4 and 4:30. Okay, depending on Oro Valley traffic.
Well, yeah, and that gives you plenty of time. And
that way we won't. That way we won't
best
sweat it out. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Great.
Well, I look forward to seeing you then, Teresa.
All right.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, Alberto.
Yes.
Hey, Alberto. Carl Krentzel. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm alive, excited, and full of energy. Calling about that property you have over there on. Is that still for sale?
It is.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry for contacting you so late. I've just been out of town. I just got kind of back in town. I noticed that you'd contacted me, and you had mentioned that you were looking to sell that property on because you didn't want to be a landlord anymore.
That's correct.
I don't blame you. I've been a landlord myself before. I know exactly how trialing what a tribulation that can be. So by the way, my name was Carl again. I'm a realtor with Realty Executives Tucson Elite here in town, but I'm not looking to list or anything like that. I'm just looking to buy property on my own. So can you tell me a little bit about it?
Yeah, it's a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. I mean, it's actually 1 full bath, 1 3/4 bath, and 1 half bath.
Okay.
It is set up as a kind of a main property with a mother-in-law quarters, or I've rented it out as a duplex in the past. It's actually got two kitchens, and one side of the home is about 600, 700 square feet with a walk-in closet, a bedroom, a living room, bathroom, and a kitchen, and a little dining area. The other side of the home has, a very large living room, family room, 3 bedrooms, 1 full bath and a half a bath, and of course a kitchen. Cement drive. The downside to the property is the evaporative cooling. And at this time, I had a full interior remodel done in 2011 that included some electrical work, but all of the plumbing. So the plumbing from the home to the street is new, and the plumbing inside of the home is all new.
Okay.
So
did you have? Was it because the pipes were just getting older, or what? I mean, the house was built in '58, so it's probably had galvanized piping or something. It was just time to do it all.
Yep, exactly. Well, when we had that 100-year freeze, some of the pipes went bad, and just decided to change everything out. So.
I hear you. Did that to mine too. I think plumbers got rich that year.
Yeah, it was a good year for them.
It sure was. Okay, so then I guess it says that on my computer screen it says about 2,095 square feet.
That's correct.
Is it? And you mentioned that it's really it's kind of a mix, configured as a single family. But in the past, you've configured it and had it configured as a duplex. Is that correct? Okay, and so, but currently it's a single family.
Yeah, I mean, there's really the only thing that changes it is the sliding of a sliding glass door that can be locked from both sides.
Gotcha.
And then blinds can be closed, and then it becomes a duplex.
Okay, but they're not separately addressed or anything like that.
I mean, people have put Unit 1, Unit 2, but no, it's got one address.
Okay.
And basically what happened is the people who I bought it from in '94 were the original owners, and it was a mom and dad who had added on this extra mother-in-law quarters, if you will, for their 2 sons who were attending the U of A. So they kind of got the idea of living on their own, but they were still right next door to their parents. So.
Got it. All right, and about how much you're looking to get for this place?
Well, right now, actually, I've decided to list the property because I was giving myself about a 2-month window to sell it. If I didn't sell it, I was just going to rent it again. I had listed it for sale by owner at $179,900. The agent that I have now, we're doing it at $184,900. I'll just give you all the numbers. I owe about $150, and the $179, $175 is probably the low end of what I'm looking to get on it. I've obviously, I'm not quite sure how it would work now that I have an agent, but the phone call was made to you prior to listing.
No, that's fine. Yeah. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. I mean, either way, it's fine. I mean, because quite honestly, that area, with the situation that you've got, a lot of what I do is a lot like a pawn shop, and the reality is what I would offer you would be nowhere near that. So it really wouldn't really be of any value to you. Whoever your agent is, I certainly wish you some success on that because they'll be able to get you some retail pricing. It sounds like more of a retail value.
Well, not really. I mean, the bank, I pulled pulled a second out on it. That's why they're in order to do some of those repairs that I had talked about. The bank puts it at 210. Zillow's got it at 240, and I know that those estimates are what they are. For price per square foot, it is the lowest priced home per square foot.
Well, of course, yeah, it's because it's 2,000 square feet. Of course, it's going to be the of course, it's going to be. That's kind of like a non sequitur statement. No.
If you walk in, if someone walks in with cash and there isn't any out to the agent, then we'd be somewhere around 165.
Yeah, even at 165. The reality is for that property. I'm sure it's nice, but quite honestly, for $165,000 in cash, there's a lot of stuff that's available. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, yeah. And I've rented the property consistently for the past 21 years.
Yeah.
And I did it for $1,650 a month. So, it's been, it's churned money. Even if someone comes in at 165 or even at 175, they're looking at about $1,100, and they're making $500 a month.
Well, let me make sure I get this. Let me make sure I get the math right. You would say, and I'm not trying to be argumentative. Don't get me wrong. I'm just as a side note, more of an intellectual thing. But you kind of hear what I'm saying, right? If you took $165,000 and you took it in the bank account, you put it in the bank account, and the bank guy says, "Guess what? You're only going to get $500 a month out of it." You're going to take your money and move it. That's $500 a month on a $165,000 investment is not that much.
Yeah,
see where I'm coming from, right?
You're looking at 10% on that amount would be $1,600 a month. But who gets 10% on their money nowadays?
Who? That's a great question. Who gets 10% on their money? The only people who get 10% on their money, certainly not in the bank. And when we're talking about investment property, 10% on an investment property, that's pretty bad. Honestly, Cherry, that area right there, we need to have like a cap rate closer to 14%, before anybody would even be interested in that. So what we're talking about is more like a sales price of like
If they walk in with cash, though.
Well, that's my point. That is my point. With cash, before anybody be interested in it, with cash. See, what we're talking about, your agent, that's cool that they've got it on the market at 184, 189, whatever it is. That's cool. What you're talking about with that person, the customer you're looking for there, is a person who can get a loan, who's going to live in it, who's going to reset, whatever. That's that guy. That's a different equation. Whether or not a conventional lender will loan 189 or whatever on it, that's not for me to say. But what I could say with relative certainty is that any person with $165,000, $170,000 worth of cash, okay, if they're going to invest it in anything in Tucson, they're going to want more than a 10% return. And in that particular circumstance, in real estate, minimum in that area, 14% of a cap rate is what we're talking about, which means your property, for an investor to be even interested in darkening the door, would need to be like 140-ish. And that's not going to be anywhere near what you want. That's what I'm getting at. Make sense?
Right.
All right, cool. Yeah. Well, listen, I appreciate your time, okay? Thank you for calling me.
Best of luck to you.
Same to you, sir. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yes.
Yeah, hi. This is Carl Krenzel from Realty Executives. How are you today?
I'm good. Can you give me 1 moment to step out of my office?
Sure, absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you for your patience.
Oh, that's no problem at all.
Okay.
So I got your message. You'd said, do I buy properties as well? Do we just set them up for rent to own? I actually do buy property. I'm curious.
Okay.
Where did you find out about me? It looks like you got one of my websites. I'm not sure which one though.
I did a Google search of rent to own companies in Tucson, and it was one of the first ones that showed up.
Awesome. Okay, perfect. All right, no problem. All right, well, just to kind of let you know, I am a realtor, and the state of Arizona wants me to let you know that, just to kind of, give you a fair shot, so to speak. Anything you say can and will be used against you in negotiations, so to speak.
Oh, okay.
So anyhow, tell me a little bit about what's going on. If it's okay, I record my calls just so I can focus, if that's okay. That way I don't have to take notes. You want to tell me a little bit about what's going on?
So I'm recently divorced. I'm trying to sell our house, but we live down in Rancho Cerrito,
Okay.
There's just a lot of competition down there,
Yes,
and I
there
don't
is.
really have a lot of time to sit on it and wait for it to sell.
Okay.
So I'm just looking at all my different options and trying to get more information from various people.
Sure.
So I talked to one person earlier who said they would be able to just assume the mortgage or something like that, and I've have somebody who's interested in doing a rent to own, but they're just the person by themselves, and I'm not comfortable with like if I was going to do a rent to own, I'd prefer to go through a company that handles it for me and not dealing with it by myself. Ideally, I'd like to just sell the house. It's a really great house.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty big. It's 3,669 square feet.
Wow, that's a big place.
It's 5 beds, 3 baths, all new paint throughout. It's in pretty good condition. We just did some landscaping in our backyard, and there's just too much competition. I know it's all eventually, but I just don't have time to sit and wait forever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, anything that you do, I would love to know more about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
If
Well,
you'd be interested in something like that.
Yeah,
but
absolutely. I mean, just sort of as a just sort of a 30,000-foot view. I mean, if you will, a lot of what I do is a lot like a pawn shop. I mean, I'm a realtor and a broker, but I'm like you. I mean, I notice a lot of people. I've been doing this for 19 years now, and I notice a lot of people are kind of like you. They don't want to go through the hassle. They don't want to have people in and out of the house. They just want to get it done with. And there's a lot of people out in the market today who's got those we buy houses things and whatnot, and the rent to own stuff, and they're not licensees or they don't know anything about the law. And many times, heaven only knows what you'll find. And so I thought to myself, well, let me help people in this space, because I can make that happen. I can buy property or help them in that case because I've been doing it for so long. So with your house, about how much do you think you'd want for it? I mean, I haven't looked at any comparables or anything, obviously, but about how much do you think you'd want for it if you were to sell it?
Honestly, okay, so we have it on the market. We've had it on the market for over 30 days now. And of course, we've priced it comparatively with the other homes and stuff like that. I'm not really, honestly, if I got out just squeaky clean, even Steven, I would be fine with that. I just want to get out.
Okay. About how much do you have it
so
on
our
the
current,
Yeah, how much do you have it on the market for?
We owe $239
Okay.
still on it.
How much do you have it on the market for?
We just lowered the price to $267.5.
Okay. So, is it listed or is it by owner or?
It's listed.
Okay, great, no problem. All right. Well, I work with listed property all the time. I'm being an agent. Obviously, it makes it a heck of a lot easier. I just waive a commission or whatever. Okay, so who's your listing agent? I can figure that out and look it up on MLS. If you want to just let me know what the address is.
Yeah, it's my address is 689 West Via J Gala Gala.
Okay, yeah, I know that area.
Yeah,
who's your agent?
She's with Tierra Antigua.
Okay, yeah, I don't know her personally, but I know Tierra Antigua. I know the owners there, and they're real good folks. So, why don't I do this? Why don't I go ahead, look it up on the multiple listings service, and because I'm an agent, I'm going to need to make my offer and all that stuff through your agent. I'll let her know, hey, that I had looked at your property and we had talked. If you'd like, I can mention that we had talked and that I'd like to make an offer.
Okay.
That way she can kind of feel okay. The way that I generally make offers and things, especially since your property's listed, I imagine she's probably got some photographs on there.
Yeah, over 40.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes it very simple for me. So what I'll do is I'll take a look and see what I can do. And then the way that I make the offers is I pay all your closing costs. I take it exactly the way it is. I mean, obviously there's a 10-day inspection period just to kind of check it out, but After that, we're good to go. I pay your agents your agents commissions. I guess they charged you what, 6, 7, 5%, something like that.
6%.
Okay, yeah. So I'll be able to figure a waive my part, and they can still get theirs, and they'll be happy, and everybody will walk away a winner, I think. So let me take a look at this, and then I can get back with you. Is that okay?
That would be wonderful. Thank you so much.
Listen, I really appreciate you taking the time of your day to call me.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, great. Well, let me go ahead and get on it, and then I'll get back to you ASAP. Okay?
Wonderful. All
Thank
right.
you.
Have
a
a good
great
one.
day.
No problem.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.
Hi, Mr. Kino.
Yes.
Yeah, hi. This is Carl Krenzel. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thanks. Is this a good time to talk?
Absolutely.
Okay. I was calling you back about a property that you'd contacted me a few days ago. I just got back in town about a property on...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, did you end up selling that property, or is that still available?
No, actually, it's available. So, from where you say you're coming from?
Yeah, Tucson. I'm here in Tucson.
Oh, just
Yeah, you had
Oh,
contacted me the other day on the internet about 3 or 4 days ago. I wasn't able to contact you right then. I was on a vacation, unfortunately. So I was just returning. I was returning your call.
We need to take vacation, right? Sometimes.
Yeah, you gotta step out sometimes. So how can I help you? What's going on with the place? Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, actually, since I moved to Chandler, so I still have a property obviously down there in Tucson, but I'm not planning to go back. So that's one of the reasons, I'm putting on the market, obviously, to sell it or whatever.
Okay.
To do, but because it was rented actually, and the tenant just moved out this past weekend. So basically, the house is empty, So
okay, all right. Well, just
and I'm not planning to rent it again, So since I'm here, in Chandler, it's kind of hard for me to keep an eye,
Sure.
Especially when they have to keep the house in good condition and all this kind of stuff. So that's
Okay.
the reason,
All right, I can appreciate that. So the house is vacant at the moment. Is that what I'm hearing?
It is, exactly.
Okay, all right. And when ideally would you like to have it sold by?
Well, I would like to sell it as soon as possible because if not, I'm going to have to mortgage, to pay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. No problem.
So I'm in the process of actually I just signed a contract and actually this weekend with a new home here in town. So.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's always exciting.
I don't want to have to.
I want to have to deal with two of them. I hear you. No, that's no problem there. All right. Well, about how much do you want for this place?
Well, actually, the market value is 150, but I'm willing to take like 140 because obviously I had to pay the mortgage, to the bank.
I see. Okay. So you're saying that the value of the home is 150, but
Exactly.
You're willing to take 140 so that you can go ahead and pay off the mortgage. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Okay. What happens if it doesn't sell?
It's what?
What happens if it doesn't sell?
Well, that's a good question, actually. I'm not going to have to put it on I'm not going to have to rent it again, because like I say, I can pay the mortgage for a few months, but I mean, what will be the point, having an empty house?
Of course. Well, the only reason why I'm asking is, I'm an agent here in the state of Arizona in Realty Executives, and I don't really list property, but I'm just thinking, why don't you just list the property with an agent or something to get that price? I mean, it seems like a little high for what I do. A lot of what I do is a lot like a pawn shop. I just pay cash and buy it and all that, but I don't know that I'd be able to pay that 140. That seems a little bit more of a retail type price. If you're looking to get like a retail price, had you considered just like hiring an agent? I know a couple good ones who can get you that price.
Oh, okay.
Had you considered that?
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, then why don't I do this?
Whatever works.
Yeah, let me tell you what. Let me have one of my friends give you a call. Her name is, and she works that area very well. And because for what I do, honestly, Dan, I mean, it looks like I would probably not be very much service to you from the market there. I think I'd probably make an offer to be pretty low, but I think could probably certainly get you that price, if not better. Okay?
Oh, okay.
So let me give you a call. Her name is, and I'll have her give you a call right away. Okay?
Okay, awesome.
All right. Thank you very much, Dan. You have a powerful day. Talk to you soon.
You do.
All
you
right.
do the same. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.